Hello everyone, I am Gaurav from Vortex-RC.
I am Pavan from Vortex-RC.
And today we are going to do a build of our Batman V2 model. We have got a stopwatch here which we are going to start when we are going to do the build. So we can show you approximately how much time the whole build is going to take. Before starting the build, I would like to tell you what all equipment we have got. We have got two servos which have been pre-centered and pushrod linkage connectors have been attached. We have got our brushless motor. We have got a speed controller, a 30 amp speed controller, and the wires have been lengthened. And we have got two extensions, radio receiver, battery, the tools required for building hot glue gun with glue stick, some CA, and a knife and some usual tools. So let's start our build and we'll unbox the kit, show you everything which is inside and start the build. So first of all, I'm going to start the timer. There we go. We get two spars, one 5mm, one 3mm, the EPP wing panels, the center bay, and a part package. Let's open the shrink wrap to see the parts. This is the EPP center bay which has the center fuse and the two sides and a canopy. These are two wing panels. There is one left panel and one right panel in EPP course. The notable thing is that we have beveled and made the ailerons with our hot wire CNC, so it saves you some work in making them. Also, we have made cutouts for the servo and the landing gear plate. So this is a right wing and this is a left wing which will be joined together. So these are some screws, the velcro, the aeroply part, the motor mount. These are landing gear wheels. These are the landing gear parts and the push rods, and the thin ones are the push rods. These are the two push rods and the thick one are used to make the landing gear. This is the vertical stabilizer and this is a jig which we will use to mark the cutout on our EPP center bay. So let's start our build. We'll start out by building our wing panels. I'll remove the fuselage part. So this is our left and right wing panel. Test fit and check everything is good, and then we'll use hot glue. Tightly press the two sides together and hold while the hot glue dries. So our hot glue is now dried. Now we will install the 5mm spar. The spar will be installed at this location. This is slightly on the landing gear plate. It goes all the way straight from one panel to the other. So we are going to use a scale to make a cut. Then we use the spar to check this all the way across. Then we are going to press fit the spar in place. Make sure the spar goes all the way inside the panel. Okay, make sure that the spar is flush with this, because later on we are going to glue our landing gear plates here. So the spar has to go inside this cut. So this is our spar. Make sure there are no twists or warps, and then we will use our CA to glue the spar. Now we will let this dry up, and while this dries we will install our servos. So this will be our placement of the servos. The cutouts are approximately cut out. So if you have a different size servo, you can slightly enlarge the cut as required. fit this, the wire of the servo will go inside. There's a line cut here. Once this is all set, we'll use some hot glue to glue it. Now we'll do the same thing with the second panel. Now glued in. We will now install the push rods and the control horns. These are the control horns. The location of the control horn would be like this. Somewhere here. You can make a slight cut on the aileron so that the hole matches up with the hinge line. And we will cut off the excess. We'll repeat the same for the other wing panel. Now we are going to glue in the landing gear plates, 3 mm aeroply sheet. One is a marked R and L. Just take these out. So this is the right wing and this is the left wing. We are just doing a trial fit first. This is how it will be installed. Now we are going to install our ESC. The ESC will be installed here. So we are going to make a cut on the bottom side of the center part of the wing here, and then we are also going to make a cut to route the wires through the mid portion of our wing. So we have glued our ESC here and routed all the wires through the channel to the top of the wing. This is our main ESC battery wire and the two servo and ESC signal wire, and these are the motor wires at the back. Now we are going to bring in our center piece here, and in the center piece we have to make a hole right in the center where these wires will exit, and we'll make this hole with the help of a hot solder iron. So this is a hot solder iron, and we will make our hole right in the center. So the hot solder iron will melt. The way the wing will go is that the center part will be opened a little bit and this will slide in, and all the wires now will take out through this hole, and the motor wires at the back will exit through the cutout at the back like this. So we'll do some bit of trial fit. Make sure all is tight fit, snug fit. Check all the alignment, make sure the wing is centered. So before putting any glue, make sure all the wires and everything the part is snug fit. Make sure this is the wing center line is on the center. This is very important. And make sure the panel is symmetrical. So once we are happy with this, we can use CA or hot glue. So now we are going to flip the plane and we will add hot glue. And we'll glue this part also the same way. Hold it tightly and wait for the CA to fully glue the wing panel with the fuselage. So our glue has now dried. Next we will cut out a slot for the ESC wires to exit the bottom. And after this step, our next step will be to take the fuselage sides and we will glue the fuselage sides to the main fuselage. So let's insert one by one. They are both the same, but there's a top side and a bottom side. So this is the bottom side. This will test fit this first. So before gluing this, make sure everything fits together well, and then we'll use CA glue to glue the side panels. Now our next step will be to glue the front landing gear plate. So this is the front landing plate. This wire has to come towards the nose, and then we'll use the hot glue. Now with this done, next step is to install the canopy. This is our canopy. There's a back side and a front side. We'll do a test fit. So canopy fits here, and then the way it is going to be attached is these are the magnetic plates. One plate will be glued here, one plate will be glued on this, and a small strip will be glued on the front. This is the lip. So the canopy will go inside this cut here. This lip will go inside the cut on the fuselage, and the magnets will then snap fit. So let's do this. So we test fit the cut inside, and then we will hot glue it in the center of the canopy. Now the next step is to install the magnets. So these are the round magnet engraved parts. Clear the cutouts with a knife, and then we will install our magnets. So we need to clear the cutout so that the magnets can be flush fit inside. So now with this set in, for the other plate we will install the magnets first so that they are of the right polarity, and then make sure the magnets are flush with the ply. Now one plate will be glued on this. We'll use a hot glue. Be sure to press it so that this is tightly fit inside. Now before we glue the second part through the canopy, we will test it. So this is the side which will go in like this. let this dry first before you test fit, otherwise the plate can come off easily. So we'll let this dry, and the way to attach the canopy would be that the front part will go inside the lip. So now we are going to assemble our landing gear wires. So these are the 3 wires which have been given. Now we will put this wire on this cutout and make a bend here, 90-degree bend here, and then make a 90-degree bend towards the top. So use a plier to make a very tight bend. And now we will mark this point and make a bend in the vertical direction. So this is the wire that we have made for this wing. We test fit here. And the last bend we'll make later on to adjust. Now we'll repeat the same thing with the second wire. So this is the wire for this. We'll make small adjustments later on. And for the main gear, the nose gear, again we'll do the same thing. Now we are going to use these landing gear wire retainers. We'll double them and use the given screws. So our landing gear wire has been strapped. Now our next step is bend this wire outwards. This wire will be bent here outwards, and this wire would be bent outwards here. And the distance we are going to measure from the top is 40 mm. Measure 40 mm from the top and bend this outwards. Same we will do here. Now we have to bend the main gear. Main gear we will bend at 60 mm. So we measure 60 mm. Now we will flip our plane and it should be more or less level, which it is. So we are good. Now we are going to install, we are going to set up our wheels. So these are the 3 wheels, and we will need the heat shrink. So landing gear has been installed. Now we will install our motor mount. So this will be installed like this. Make sure this is centered. The last step is to install the vertical fin, and we have given a gauge for this. So we will make cutouts towards the rear of the fuse and hold it like this. Make sure it is fully centered. So we have just made these cutouts, and this is our vertical fin. We are just doing a test fit. This has to be 90 degrees and absolutely straight. So once we are good, then we will hot glue this. Make sure this is perpendicular.
That one.
we'll set some reflex. So we have trimmed the elevator to a slightly down position, and now we will tighten our linkage connectors. Straighten the Elevons and tighten the linkage connectors. And now we will bring our trim to neutral position. So this will give a slide up to the Elevons. We'll check the direction. So we have configured our elevator with up and down, up, down, and left and right. So everything is good. Our next step is to check the center of gravity, and as we have said, it is 50 mm from the leading edge. So we will mark this position. And our plane is balancing. Now we can adjust our battery position to get this balance correct. Slightly nose heavy is fine, but it should not be tail heavy. And then we will put our Velcro at the desired location. And we will use some hot glue to put the Velcro. The receiver can be tucked away inside the cutout. Let's check our all-out weight. It's coming to around 560 grams. This is with everything on board. And it has taken us about an hour and a half, less than an hour and a half to complete this build. And now we are ready to take it to flight. Let's go and we'll fly this right away. We have got our Batman to the flying field. It's not windy, and we are just going to do a first takeoff. The control surfaces seem to be good. Now we'll do it can be hand launched also very easily, but today we are going to first try it with a takeoff launch. So all set. it went well. Flies very slow and perfect and very balanced. Probably one of the best planes for a newcomer. Now we are going to make another version of it in which we are going to put a motor in the front and we'll fly that again in a separate.